Today we are here for the third National Extension Conference, where we are discussing the issue from moving from silos to system. And that is because in the agriculture sector, different actors have been doing different things, which we are not coordinating and talking to each other. So today we are here to see how we can be able to really break down those silos, and then we can be able to operate as a system. This conference has been supported by AFAS and AGRA, together with One Acre and KEFAS, and we have brought together actors, including the policymakers, researchers, extension officers, and even farmers and their organization, to be able to deliberate and come up with a joint action plan, which will be able to promote the coalition activities, which is being promoted by AUC, African Union Commission. Moving from silos to system means that we have so many stakeholders in the agriculture sector who have been doing different things, but these things are not coordinated. So you find that there is a lot of information which is not flowing among all the actors, and as such, the farmers are not able to take advantage of all the innovations which are available. So if you are able to operate as a team, then you'll be coming together as a package for the farmers, so that farmer is able to benefit from the entire system, other than working in small pockets in different areas. KEFAS have been doing quite a lot in trying to support the young people or the agripreneurs to be digital enabled, so that they can be able to use this digital technology to reach very many farmers. A good example, we have some farmers, some youth who are really working with farmers, particularly in Murang'a, and we can have an example of some of the exhibitors where they have been offering extension using both the digital platform and physically visiting the farmers. This has enabled the farmers to be able to receive more extension, because the public extension may not be able to adequate. So they are actually complementing the existing public extension.
Policymakers become very critical when we are talking about this, because we need enabling environment to ensure extension and advisory service reach the last mile. And we do not forget the farmer, who I persistently say are at the center of this. Many years, technologies have been developed. And we keep asking ourselves, we are here all partners in extension and advisory service. We are all agriculturalists. But why do we talk about insufficient food? Why do we talk about less adoption? It's because each of us has worked on our own way. And that's why we talk about it is time for us to move from silos to systems thinking. And many times when you talk about silos, for the maize farmers where I grew up, silos are those big silos for keeping maize. But what do we mean? Silo is like single. We are moving from working singly to working as a system. A system is a place where we talk about partnerships. We are all together working. Because when we're working in silos, we realize that in the agriculture sector, each of us is very busy. We are all doing many things everywhere, but as silos, as individuals, as single institutions. But how can we all come together to create the impact that we need? Working in silos is so costly. Each organization will be running up and down, delivering what they think they should deliver best. But what impact are we creating? By coming together as a system, we'll all come back together as partners to collaborate, to deliver in one voice, and we will minimize duplication, we will minimize fatigue. And as we see, when we work as a system, each of us has a portion in that system. Let's think about a radio system. When one part of the system is not working, then we will not get the news that we need to get. And that's the challenge that we've had when we are working as silos. Therefore, the emphasis in this era is for us to move from working as individual institutions to coming together and working as a system. Currently, we find that the emerging trends within the continent, we are talking about the digital era. How do we as extensionists adopt the digital solutions that are existing? Like any other extension system, digital solutions in extension and advisory service are everywhere. But are we able to come together and get a solution that is responsive to the farmer, that is responsive to the women, responsive to the needs of the young people? Because when you talk about the digital era, the young people stand out. How many times have we engaged the young people in extension and advisory service? What about empowering the young people that we are seeing around looking for jobs to deliver extension service provision? We have talked about the limited number of extension agents to the farmer. But are we able to engage the youth in what they know best? And that is digital extension and advisory service to deliver. Our women, they are the major farmers. Many times we are talking about the farmer and we are talking about the man. But who is currently in the farm is the women. Are we able to empower them to do what they know best? Are we able to engage them in extension and advisory service? Someone says, when you speak to a lady, when you speak to a woman, the word is able to move like fire. How much more when we engage them in extension and advisory service? How far are we going to go? Are we going to talk about the challenges that we are talking about? Less adoption? No. Through studies that have been done, more farmers learn from one another. And how much more women farmers? In one interview, I was just interviewing some ladies, and one of them, even to adopt the digital solution, it was something she learned from her other farmer. We all know us as women. Many times we fear technology. We fear the change. But when we engage with one another, we are able to learn more. So we are talking about engaging the farmer to co-create solutions with the researcher. We are talking about facilitating the farmer to understand what their problem is. And that's where the extensionists come. To move from just being one person that transfers technology to the other, but to be a facilitator of change. Therefore, extension becomes the glue to bring the farmers' understanding of their own issue so that when technologies are being developed, they are responsive to the need of the farmer. There is a co-creation of solutions which will enhance adoption. But besides this, we have the private sector, business-minded. We need even the private sector in the co-creating of this solution so that the private sector can be able to look at what are the business opportunities in this. And even as we think about developing technology, it is not just focused on production, but it's beyond production. It is a business mind. We are talking about entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur mind will call us to enhance the private sector engagement. In the recent past, we have talked about public-private partnerships. It's not about putting away the public sector. No. The public sector is providing an enabling environment for the private sector to be able to engage. And when the private sector engages, it comes up with business models which are able to be business-oriented. And we are not forgetting the farmer and the farmer organizations who are the people that are delivering on this. Not only at the production level, but we are looking at the system change within the farming community, where the farmer is not just a producer, but a deliverer of change from the farm.
We have had challenges, a myriad of challenges impacting on delivery of extension services in Kenya. Quite a number, tens and tens of them. But the highlight is on our capacity in terms of personnel, infrastructure, and equipment. For quite a while, we have had an aging workforce with the very limited entry of new blood of employees at county level, mainly impacted with the reduced budgets that are meant to onboard fresher, younger, energetic extension service providers. The same problem has impacted equipping of these extension workers and the infrastructure. When we talk of infrastructure, we are talking of vehicles, we are talking of modern digital devices to serve our farmers. These are yet to be fully covered. The issue of aging workforce has been because of a lack of proper or structured succession management plan. The largest intake of extension graduates was done by the national government in 2008 before devolution, and a very minimum one 5 years ago at the national level. Counties now are responsible for onboarding younger, fresher extension agents. There are counties that have done very well in terms of re-energizing extension service in their counties, but others are still struggling. Now, extension is about actually extending new technology, new information to the user, and that is the farmer. If you don't have an energetic purpose-driven extension worker, the farmers will not have an extension service. And agriculture is very dynamic. Within a very short time, things change. There are new emerging pests that need to be addressed, both with respect to research on the new emerging diseases and pests and impacting of knowledge on how to manage the workers. So that is one aspect. Two, we had a system of known as the research extension farmer linkage, where technology delivered, developed at the research stations would go through extension and reach the farmer. We call it research extension farmer linkage. This continuum along the way did not work, but with the new CASEP, Kenya Agricultural Sector Extension Policy 2023, there's a new impetus to revive this thematic area. Then one other major issue are cross-cutting issues. I will not leave that one out. The issues known as inclusivity, where we are not youth-friendly or youth-centric, women-centric. We are also having the other categories of vulnerable members of the community, the resource poor, the indigenous people, who not just that they're not getting extension services, they're also not getting credit facilities. They're not also getting climate information, which is crucial for an all-rounded value chain development of a crop like maize or any other. So those are some of the highlights of the current push with the new extension policy that was developed by all actors in this space of extension and advisory services.